Welcome back, it's your boy GC, back with another video on the Dine and Dash channel. This time around we are going to do some hot pot places up in Las Vegas and some of the best that I've had as of 2024. Without further ado, we will start. Alleyway Hotpot. This is in southwest Las Vegas, so outside of Chinatown. And this has been around for a couple years now. And they do have another location in Henderson, but I feel like this is the better location. Anyways, they do have some arcades you could play while you wait in line if there is. And there's plenty of selection on the menu over here. However, this is not your everyday all-you-can-eat hot pot place. You kind of choose what's already pre-made based on the broth, the meat, and the style that they make it in. And then it comes out to you, and then you have your dipping sauces that's already pre-made that you can dip with different types of meats. Each sauce goes with different types of meats and seafood. And also you could even get a vegetarian one if you're not into the meats, which is what I got on the bottom. This one's right here is the Sukiyaki, which is more Japanese traditional style with like a sweet soy sauce base and your meats and seafood on there. I didn't want to eat too much meat that day, so I ended up just getting like the veggie one with udon. So it comes with your corn, your lettuce, your mushrooms, and I believe that's taro and potato up in there. This tonkatsu version has your mainly sliced beef and then your seafood like fake crab and your shrimp and some veggies, tofus, mushrooms as well. Both are actually pretty good. You dip it in a dipping sauce, and also you get a side of either rice or some type of noodle to go with it. So I ended up getting like a rice noodle, and you can actually spend more money and add more items to it, like extra veggies or meats and all that stuff if you feel like you're extra hungry and you need a lot more to go with the hot pot. So there's a lot to choose from. Most of the stuff I've had over here is actually pretty good. And if you don't want to go crazy with all you can eat, you could just get one of these, one and done. You don't got to worry about killing yourself eating too much. Anyways, the next place we have is Sushi Time, or Sushi and Shabu Time. This is an all-you-can-eat place, so the people that want to get their money's worth, you could go our option, which is the late night special for $26.95. I say that's a damn good deal for all-you-can-eat. They also have that during lunch, so I'm guessing those are the slow periods of the day. The inside decor is pretty interesting. It's got two big old projectors. One of them showing sports, the other one's showing like K-pop. This is a Korean-owned place. You've probably been to some of its other restaurants like Sushi, Neko, and Hawaro. So it's owned by the same people. Now this one's pretty interesting though, because they have sushi and all-you-can-eat hot pot. Haven't seen that combination before like that, especially with a full menu of sushi items. There's another place called Nabe Hotpot. They only have like similar like appetizers and stuff you could get, but not the full menu. So here you're getting both, two for the price of one, which is like, man, come on, you can't beat that. So they got their sauce station and they got their veggies you could grab. This probably has more veggies than any other hot pot place I've seen for all you can eat. And then, like I said, here's the sushi we ordered. That's probably how they get you full real quick, is getting you to order some of those rolls, man. Because once you have a couple rolls, you're like halfway there. But you get to choose your broth, two different broths. The broth we got, I believe, is kind of like a dashi broth, which is like a seaweed broth. And then the other one is like a spicy pork bone broth, tonkatsu style. And then, of course, the meats. You got to get your meats. Lamb shoulder right here. I always recommend getting the lamb if you want to get your money's worth. Shishito peppers. Always got to get those if you like those, because those ain't cheap when you go to the supermarket. So here we go. We got all the veggies up in there. I always like to throw veggies up in there first to kind of like boil it a little bit, get some more flavor out of the veggies, and then you throw the meat up in there. Because after that, you can kind of make a soup at the end, and then you can put noodles in and make your own broth noodle soup, you know, good stuff like that. So here it is. Now, back to the sushi. I'd say everything at the sushi place is pretty decent, like just as good as any other all-you-can-eat sushi place out there that's pretty popular. Like I said, Sushi Neko is like the same owner, and so I know a lot of people actually like going there if they like sushi and stuff. Anyways, so I was pretty impressed with what they had. I thought it was going to be just super low tier based on the location and all and how everything looked. Everything was good. And I've been back a couple times already, still decent. This is their signature, the shit roll, which is like a modified jalapeno popper. If you see that on the menu called the shit roll, then you know it's owned by the same place. And these guys own like probably 10, 15 different restaurants in Las Vegas. So I definitely recommend this place right here. This is one of their newer locations, and I always like to try this owner's newer locations because I feel like they dedicate more time and have better presentations and everything from their other restaurants. So anyways, I definitely recommend this place, Sushi and Shabu Time. So if you guys looking for some good stuff to eat late night, these guys open till 11 p.m. and I believe Friday, Saturdays at 12 a.m. So this is the place to be. Check this place out. And of course, we're always going to have some dessert at the end of these all-you-can-eat places. So here it is, some ice cream for you. Now here we got a place I've been wanting to try for a long time. This is called Mikiya Wagyu Shabu House. So this is going to be your creme de la creme type of hot pot place. So this is more Japanese style hot pot, and you're getting Wagyu beef. This is an all-you-can-eat place, but you are going to pay up for it because you're getting this super fatty Japanese A5 quality meats, as you can see in this refrigerator that they got displayed right in front of everyone to view. And this place used to be a boba place, one of my favorite boba places called Meat Fresh, but they closed down. So end up getting something even better. So they have 3 different sets. I believe they have the basic one, the silver, and then the gold. And of course, we're gonna get the gold set, try out everything that they got, right? So that's gonna be $68 a person. So you better get your money right before you start stepping into this place. Now, just to give you guys a heads up, so the all you can eat is going to be most of the meats besides the A5 stuff and the appetizers that's made with A5 meats. Those meats are going to be 1 per person, of course, right? They're not going to let you eat A5 Wagyu all you can eat because you'll bankrupt the place. But the Australian meats, you actually get to eat all you can eat, and Australian meat is just as good. The lamb, the beef, all that stuff is great from Australia. New Zealand, all those places have very good quality meats. Anyways, this is like the mince meat rice bowl, kind of like a gyudon. So it's kind of sweet in flavor, and it's got your sticky rice on the bottom. Also, it comes with a platter of veggies. I feel like you always got to have some veggies, man. You can't just have like meat all day. You got to have something in between to change it up. So it's pretty cool. Very nice display. You're getting what you're paying for. And here you get this like little fried rice cake bun. And here are the meats right here. Good quality. Check out the marbling on these. So fatty, so delicious. Look at that. As you keep going down, it just gets fattier, and I'm telling you, it's melt in your mouth. You're definitely getting what you're paying for. Also, they have a seafood platter as well. Now these are 1 per person as well. You do get like king crab up in there. You get some nice tiger shrimp. There's an abalone, scallop, and some kind of white fish to go with that. And they actually brought everything out pretty quickly, and they started just piling everything onto our table, so we didn't get a chance to eat it fast enough before they brought the next thing. So if you look at some of the stuff they're bringing out, these are the sauces, and they bring you all these pre-made sauces, which is cool. I was like, you don't gotta waste time trying to make it yourself. But they do have these type of modifiers with the green onions and garlic and chili paste you can add to your soy sauce based dipping sauce. And here is like a spicy clam. That was hella good. We'll get back to that in a second. And then the famous sesame sauce. That's always amazing. So here we go. You add some of this condensed milk to this fried rice bun. It's kind of an appetizer slash dessert, but it comes out hot, so you want to eat it as soon as possible. And upon biting into it, it's crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. With your condensed milk, you get the sweetness out of it, and while you get the savory on the inside. I'm not sure if you could order more of those if you wanted to, but man, if I had more people, I'd order a bunch more. But here's the crazy stuff. This is the bone marrow. This is 1 per person right here. And basically, you just scrape off the bone marrow, put it on this little white bread they got toasted. This looks like just rainbow bread or whatever, but it's just regular white bread. You put it on. It acts as like a cracker consistency. But you put that on, it kind of soaks the fat up inside the bread. And as you just keep scraping in, it just gets more fattier on the inside. Look at that, man. That's just all collagen right there for you. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. But I'm telling you, it's like it's good, but it's just kind of like a mouthful of grease though. So you do gotta add some of these like peppers on there to give it some flavor. And look how decadent that looks. I feel like that's like 600 calories just in that one bite. Hello, fatty. So I feel like it needed a little bit to it, so we added a little bit of sauce to it that we came with, and it tasted 10 times better. So here is your Wagyu nigiri, and next you have like fresh wasabi they put on top of it. Now I've had this in Japan, you probably see that in that video. This one's a little bit different from that, but I thought the one in Japan was a lot better, but still not bad. Now let's go back to the minced beef bowl. So this right here, the beef is kind of like on the sweeter side, kind of like bulgogi flavor, but pretty good, man. Not bad at all. You do taste a lot of the sesame flavors and the radish and carrots that they have minced up in there. But in my opinion, I probably ordered something different because this is a 1 per person item as well, and I feel like there was better items there on the menu. So this right here is really good. I actually put this with the rice and it made it taste 10 times better. This is the spicy clams. I would definitely recommend getting that one. Now here we go. We've got all the modifiers you're gonna add to your sauce. So I like extra garlic in my sauce, of course. A lot of spice. I gotta have that, man. Those two are just must-haves when it comes to anything as a dipping sauce. So of course you got the green onions. Green onions are always welcome. And now let's do the meat. I mean, look at that, man. I think that's the A5 ribeye right there. And dude, that did not disappoint. So in this particular pot, we actually have the Sukiyaki broth. And so this is more like a sweet soy flavored broth, very traditional style in Japan. And honestly, I always feel like when you have Sukiyaki style broth, you don't even really need to dip anything because there's plenty of flavor in that broth. So I always like to change it up, add some veggies in there after I have some beef, just so you have something different so you're not just tasting the same thing over and over again. So that's the whole point of having shabu shabu, is just have a lot of different items to throw in there so you're not just eating the same thing and nothing gets real boring, you know. Love the mushrooms right here. They've got some really quality mushrooms. Now back to the meat. Now we're gonna dip it in my broth. This is basically just the house special broth, which is made of bone broth. And it is supposed to be the recommended broth, but I felt like mine kind of tasted bland. Maybe because I had dipped it in all this good flavor and stuff, so it just like washed my flavors out. So I just started like dipping it mostly into the Sukiyaki broth mostly. If I recommend anything, I definitely recommend that, or possibly next time around I'll try the spicy miso broth. So here's the money bags, and we've got some carrots, tomatoes, we got the tofu, udon. I love udon, man. That's one of my favorite noodles, dude. So optional, next door there's a Japanese market. You can buy this stuff called the sansho leaf pepper, and basically this is like a Japanese pepper, but it tastes kind of like citrusy with peppery notes to it, and it kind of has a numbing flavor to it, so it's really good with the meat. So I definitely would recommend trying that out. And also here is the sesame sauce, which has like a little sesame tangy flavor to it. I like to add that to the veggies and noodles so I can give it some nutty and zesty flavors to it. But all in all, pretty good. I always just dip it in different sauces just to make it taste different every once in a while. Here you actually get a raw egg to crack into it. And this is very popular in Japan, where you actually just whip up the egg and then you just dip it straight into the egg, and you could dip it in other sauces and stuff like that. Something about the egg, man. Even though it's going to be a little slimy, so beware for those that don't like certain textures. But for me, man, something about that egg yolk just tastes so good with the meat, man. And it makes it taste even softer than it already is. So it's just a combination together. It's amazing. Now, mind you, in Japan, you get a lot creamier egg out there because it's like orange eggs. So here we go, man. Here's all the meats that we got, and a lot of these are just the A5 Wagyus. Here's the Australian Wagyu, which is still tasty as hell. Like I actually preferred some of the Australian stuff more than the Japanese Wagyu. It was that good, but both great. So here's some seafood, some shrimp that it came with. That was also very good. I wish you actually got a dozen of those shrimps because they were extra crispy, man. So good. So in the end, we tore it up. We were super full and couldn't eat anymore. So they always give you some ice cream at the end to cool you down a little bit. So that was Mikiya. Definitely try the place out. Here are some honorable mentions over here. Now we have Pot Master, which is also in Chinatown. This place is similar to Alleyway Hotpot. You get your personal hot pots. You choose from the menu, and then they start you off with like some peanuts and pickled radishes, and then you get your pot, which comes out actually pretty quick. So I'd say there's not as big of a menu as Alleyway, but it still gets the job done. So if you want something like not all you can eat, you can definitely try this place out. Anyways, so here is some place in Southwest Las Vegas. This is called the Golden Pot. Now, it's actually the same owners of next door of the Full Saigon, so it's actually a Vietnamese hot pot place, which is super interesting because I've never seen anything in that sort of style, so that's pretty cool. But here we have some spring rolls to start off with and a robot that actually delivers all the hot pot items to you, so that's pretty cool. I like the color theme of the whole place. It's kind of like gold utensils and all that stuff, gold bowls and everything. And here's the spread over here. You get your assorted veggies with tofu and mushrooms and stuff. They actually have like different sauces as well for you to dip. And what I really like about this is they actually have pho broth they got from next door to make hot pot out of. I've never had hot pot with pho broth. That's pretty good. Also, what's in those tubes right there is like a shrimp and meat paste. So you're gonna make that into meatballs and throw it into the hot pot. Makes it hella good. Now I gotta let you know, this place is not all you can eat. So you gotta order by a la carte, but it's still fairly priced, so I definitely urge you to check this place out when you get a chance. Now, how could I not mention Nabe Hotpot? Now, the prices are a little bit more expensive from when I last went. I think it's $20 or $22 for the happy hour special, but it's very similar to that Sushi Time, Shabu Time place I showed you in the beginning. And it's actually owned by the same people. Now, if you ask me, it's better just go to Sushi Shabu Time because it's like the same menu, but you get more. But otherwise, you could probably just check out either or places. They're pretty similar. Just one place has more sushi than the other. But quality-wise, it's very similar. As you can see, I think this place actually has like the crawfish or maybe even like a crawfish boil. So there's very minor differences between the two places. But I thought I'd just give you the extra options just in case you need something to choose if you're in the area. Both places are in Chinatown, fairly close to each other though. Anyway, so ice cream at the end like usual, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Dine and Dash. This is your boy GC signing out. Laters.